Partly cloudy tonight, low 67 to 71. Mix of clouds and sunshine tomorrow, high Saturday 87 to 89. Then partly sunny Sunday with widely scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and a high of 82 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I am Tom Schmitz, coming to you live from the broken down, torn apart, in the middle of moving studios of WOCA Radio. With me this morning in studio, by the way, if you're on YouTube, you can see his face made for radio. Galen Udall joined us, brought to you by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center in Penn, Florida. Galen, good morning.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? You know, I will tell you that early in my career, I was told I probably should stick to TV because my voice was terrible for radio. Have you ever heard that?
No.
No.
I've always heard, every time everybody, you know, and I have this gravelly voice and
Sure.
everything, and I think it's a horrible voice, but everybody thinks their voice is terrible. Okay? And I've been told every time I want to, well, you got that radio voice. You know, I go, Joe Martone has a radio voice.
No, Joe Martone has a radio voice.
He's got that wacky FM DJ voice.
Oh, yeah. I had my first program director said, you know, you probably should start smoking. That will help.
You know, and I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Me either.
Never.
Me either.
So,
or I'd go somewhere.
hey, I need to give a big shout out here for a minute.
Who are we shouting out?
Lost and Found Pets of Ocala, Marion County, Florida's Facebook page. And I'll tell you why.
Are you on there?
2 days ago, I left my house at 6:30 to come to the radio station. My fiance left the house at 8:30 to go to Just Shipped. She thought I was going home at 12:30 to let the dogs out. I thought she was going home at 12:30 to let the dogs out. So nobody went home to let the dogs out. Well, the dogs let themselves out. And then they let themselves out of the gate. And then they were gone.
Oh, boy.
So she gets home at 6. Blue and Elvis are home. The Basset Hound and the Dachshund.
They're not going far.
The hound dogs aren't going anywhere.
They ain't got no energy.
But the two boxer mixes,
They're going to
Gone.
run. Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
So they always like to go down to the end of the cul-de-sac on our street because there's some dogs down there, and they like to literally lay in front of the fence of the other dogs, and the other dogs lay on their side of the fence, and they don't stand or they lay and bark at each other.
They just hang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
just
thought
talking.
that's where they must be.
Sure.
An hour and a half later, still no dogs.
Oh, boy.
I'm driving all around. She's driving all around.
Oh, boy.
You know, we live out between off 63rd in between 25th and 36th, almost to 326.
Okay.
So you got 36th, which is a racetrack.
Yes, it is.
25th, once you cross over 49th, is a racetrack to
Correct.
326.
That's right. Yeah.
But the dogs, we lived in a subdivision, so it's quite a hike for them to get to those main roads. So we can't find them nowhere.
Oh.
And so my fiance, who's, by the way, is much smarter than me,
We know that.
she goes, might as well put it on Facebook.
Sure.
See if people can help us. So I put this on Facebook, the Marion County Lost and Found Pets on Marion County, and now my fingerprint decides it doesn't want to work. I wrote, please help. We went on a trip without permission this morning from our house, and I put the subdivision. It goes, we live at, and I gave the street address, and it says, please help us find our way back to our mom and dad.
Yeah.
And I posted it. And it said, an admin will approve your post. I understand that. A minute later, it comes back, admin has approved your post.
Oh, that's cool.
So real quick,
Yeah.
2 minutes after my post was approved, 16 different responses, all with a poster that said, these two good boys managed to find their way onto our property, and I'm certain someone's missing them already.
Oh, my gosh.
For the time being, they've adapted nicely to the shelter, AC, and comforts of our home. We live off 25th and 63rd near Jacksonville Road. Please share to help us find their home.
Oh, that's
Within
cool.
2 minutes, I'd found my dogs because of Facebook, because of Marion County Lost and Found Pets on Facebook. What they had done is went to the cul-de-sac, got bored with those dogs, went through the backyard
Sure.
of one of those into the yard
Sure.
of the other people that were on 25th and near
Right.
63rd. They just dug under their fence. She said they dug under the fence, came in, were playing with the dog and everything. She opened the sliding glass door. They came inside. How you doing? Good to see you.
They went to an Airbnb.
They did. They Airbnb. That's what they did.
For rent-free, probably.
And by the way, I have the chain link fence.
Yeah.
That the ground is grown over
You
the
have
bottom
to.
of the fence.
Sure.
They've figured out that if they press the fence enough,
Sure.
they can push it out of the dirt. And then
Yeah.
we're talking about a 70-pound dog and a 65-pound dog. We're not talking about small dogs. And they will squeeze through the smallest little area to get out of it. And we live on 3/4 of an acre. It's not like it's a small backyard.
Sure. Apparently, it's not big enough.
They got to go.
We used to have huskies, and if they got out, they would just run.
And, you know, so,
Just
so,
run.
so this weekend, it looks like drastic measures are going to take place.
What can you possibly do?
2 mile cattle.
Really?
Going to put the 2 mile cattle up.
Really?
Let them dig out the fence then.
Good luck.
Let me tell you, that 2 mile cattle,
Yeah.
it zaps them one time.
Correct.
You only have to leave it on. Then they know it's they're like,
Absolutely.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Can't go toward it. Is it going to hurt the puppies? It's
No.
going to stun them.
Nah, hurt. Hurt is relative.
Like my little dachshund, he'll turn a backflip.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
He'll turn a backflip.
That dog weighs 20 pounds, maybe.
No, he weighs 9.
9 pounds.
Yeah, he's a miniature dachshund.
Oh, wow. All right.
Now, the thing is, our basset hound, Blue, he's about 3 inches off the ground. He has paws that rival my closed fist. He's, probably 25 inches long.
Oh, my.
Big long dog. And he's as heavy as the other 2 big dogs. He's like 60 pounds, but he's not fat. He's just a big basset hound.
That's awesome.
And let me tell you, when he gets after those other 2 dogs, he may have been the one to run him out of the yard.
Probably.
Because he ain't having it. He doesn't have it. He didn't. But I really want to give a shout out and thanks to the
Yeah,
folks.
that's cool.
Lost and Found Pets, Ocala, Marion County Facebook page. Within 2 minutes
That's pretty cool.
of posting, we had found our dogs.
And again, anybody who's lost a dog or anything knows, you can't really lose a cat. I mean, you just can't.
No, you
can't.
want to lose them and they won't go away.
Well, I mean, the cat goes wherever the heck it wants to go.
Yes, my cat Bonnie, we are her, but we belong to her. She does not belong
Absolutely.
to us.
She'll come back when she wants to
Oh,
or
yeah.
he wants to.
Food.
But dogs,
Food, that's all I
dogs are
get.
just much dumber.
Yeah, they are dumb as a doornail.
And the problem is they'll get one door confused with another. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
It just shows you that when everybody says all the bad things about Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
there are some good things about Facebook, and this is one of the great things is they were able to help us locate our dog within minutes.
And if we could keep Facebook to just more community building instead of community breakdown, I think the world would be a better place. But that's just not how the world works, is it?
It's really not, and as long as there's a city council meeting, it's always going to be that way. I went back and watched that city council meeting.
Did you watch the entirety of it?
No, I watched just the nonsense.
Yeah, well, the back and forth, I did. I watched a clip of it.
Did you see the lady lose her mind?
Yeah. I thought it went south before that.
I know, but it really went. Once the reverends decided to rescind their letter, and then there was a motion made to table the discussion, this woman lost her mind.
That's what and I didn't. Maybe you understood this a little better than me. I didn't understand why they did that.
Well, because the reverends, everybody that got up and spoke, said, "Why are we doing this transgender thing? Why are we doing this training?" And one of the reverends stood up and goes, "Hold on. Y'all talking about gender neutral and everything, transgenders. That was not my intent. My intent was there's a African American woman in a position of leadership. She's the city manager, and her job description refers to her as a man. Right. So we just wanted to change to give her the respect she deserves, he and she.
And I saw that, and I was like, okay, that made sense.
Right.
But I didn't understand. I thought I missed something. So you're saying it went from that to this lady, because I saw that part.
Right.
Right.
And,
the Reverend gets
the
up.
Reverend goes, my name's not on that. And they read the name. Somebody in the back yells, why don't you read the names on the letter? And so they read the names on the letter. The Reverend goes, oh, well, I guess I did sign that.
I guess I did sign.
But that wasn't my intent. My intent was not transgender, trans neutral. And so Matt then moves to drop his motion, and she jumps up and goes, you can't do that. You can't do that. You said feminism back. And the other six reverends don't have a. So the other six reverends stood up and go, yeah, that wasn't our intent.
No.
We rescind the letter. So then the motion was made again, seconded by Irie Bethea really quickly. And then the young lady loses her mind, has to be she has to leave the gallery. Then you can faintly hear her still raising hell out in the lobby. And then she goes away. So I don't know if they escorted her out of the building or what, but and talking about setting feminine, they were trying to. The intent of what the reverends want to do was actually bolster the women and their call for city employment. And she was saying they were setting. She tried to. Somebody in the gallery said as she was leaving, she tried to get one of the reverend's attention by patting him on the shoulder and saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I don't know.
No, because because I heard the Reverend speak, and I'm like, okay, then I don't know who doesn't want to get on board with that one.
Right, but I said, and I told Matthew Wardell, who was here the day before. I've told a couple other people. This is a problem. The problem here is somebody used a word of the day to try to explain what's going on, and it got taken wrong. Because whenever you say gender neutral, every Bubba and Earl with a rusted out Cadillac, a 6-pack of Budweisers, and his hunting rifle are going to come into town and go, we don't want none of them damn transgenders.
Yeah. Well.
And that didn't have anything
and
to do with it.
You and I had talked about this on the air. I think the way it was brought up, I think who brought it up, in the manner in which he brought it up, led to all this.
All of it.
But I think part of that is, I think he's like, okay, mission accomplished. So, yeah, I think a part of that was I'm gonna rock the boat a little bit. He may feel that the boat needs rocking. And I don't know if he'd agree with that, but I think that's exactly what happened.
But the fireworks really began when they got the motion passed.
Correct.
To withdraw the motion.
Correct.
And then they said agenda item, and they called the next agenda item.
Sure.
The next agenda item was a decision on spending $5 million by the city. And as they call this agenda item, the herd movement happened. And the herd went out the gate and into the pasture.
Sure.
And one of the city councilmen, Matthew Wardell, from his lectern up there where he sits.
Yep.
That's the problem with local government and you people who want to be involved. We're about to make a decision concerning $5 million in your tax dollars, and you don't care about that, but you care about he and she.
He's not wrong.
And they all stormed out. And by the way, the president of the REC and some board members of the REC were there. Shame on you for walking out of that meeting after the hot button item was there.
Absolutely.
Shame on everybody who walked out, but especially the leadership of the Republican Party.
Sure.
You know better.
Well, and he's not wrong on that either.
No, he's not.
But again, local politics is I feel is always
ugly. Local politics is the ugliest.
You know why? It's because it's so much more personal.
It's because you can see that person in Publix.
Absolutely,
you can see that person.
You know them.
Yeah.
You know all the commissioners a whole lot better than I do. But I've interacted with almost all of them.
A former county commissioner, when he sees me, he goes the other way.
Well, sure.
He refused because he knows if we interact within 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to make some comment about how dumb he is.
rightly or wrongly.
I'm going to make some comment to his face about
anything to do with the theater.
I'm going to do something. I'll look right in his face, and somewhere in our conversation, I'll look right at him and go, you know, it's so good you're not in charge of anything anymore.
Yeah. Well, and that's, you know,
mind you, this is a guy who thought I didn't know anything about Christianity because I was Catholic. That's a true story.
Well, I know who it is now.
Upon this rock I shall build my church. That's what Christ said to Peter. Peter then built the church. You know what the church was called? Catholicism.
I get all
But
that.
we don't know anything about Christianity.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now. But
he takes a good picture in a fireman's hat, though.
oh, now okay. Wow. Why don't you just say his name?
David Moore.
There you go. That's
Not difficult for me to say.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, that's, boy. I respect all the men and women in uniform, but some people just wear it like they wear it for the wrong reason.
That's why, but like you said, that's why politics is so ugly.
Absolutely.
Because David Moore and I know each other.
Well, and when your guy loses, when your person loses, it's like, and that person wins, you're like, come on.
Well, the whole rift between us is 6 years old, and he sent out a pamphlet. He was running against Daniel Owen. He beat Daniel Owen.
He did beat Daniel Owen.
He sent out a pamphlet that said it had Daniel Owen squeezing a duck's neck.
I saw that
over the Tuscarora Ducks. And it had, first off, I go, well, first off, this pamphlet's a lie because Daniel Owen's never been that buff in his life.
Ever.
Okay. So that's what, and then it said Daniel Owen was a career politician. And I brought up the fact that in his 13 and a half years, he had made a little over $26,000, which is about a third of what David Moore made in a year. So if he's a career politician,
he sucks at it.
I'd take the guy making $24,000 over 13 years better than the guy paying $80,000 in 1 year.
He's no Maxine Waters.
No. And then he said, my mom always taught me that if you don't tell the whole truth, that's just like a lie.
Yeah. You
either tell the whole truth or you don't say
Absolutely.
anything. But if you don't tell the whole truth, it's just the same as a lie.
Sure.
And he said Daniel Owen subsidized golf. 100% accurate. Daniel Owen subsidized golf. He voted to redesign and everything, the community golf course, everything. But
I didn't like the restructuring of the holes, but it needed to be done.
But the reason that's a lie in my position is David Moore, while sitting on the county commission, voted 2 different times to give $250,000 each year in services, waste pickup and everything, to the Coates Golf Championship.
Sure.
Isn't that subsidizing golf?
Sure.
So if you're going to say Daniel Owen subsidized golf, and then you don't say that you subsidized golf, you're a liar.
Yeah. Well,
and so that,
God, I haven't remembered the duck thing. Wow.
Dude, I'm angry about it right now like it's happened. Like it just happened.
You are. I remember the whole duck thing, and I remember going, what? It's a duck. Well, what are we talking about?
Look, I'll explain the duck problem, the duck situation.
Oh, you don't have to.
I know it intimately.
You don't have to.
I know it intimately.
I mean, we don't have to dredge that.
I'll do it next.
Okay.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
Fantastic.
The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to So Ocala Talks on a Friday morning. We'd like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Whether you are in need of a short-term or long-term care solution, their goal is to accelerate your pathway to recovery with a compassionate environment. Give them a call at 352-854-6262 for more information. Also, our good friends at Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for 30-plus years. They are a full-service flooring company. They do both commercial and residential. Their showroom is located at 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala. Call them at 352-351-3420, or just walk in and say, Galen Unall said that we're looking for Craig. He's 5'3". He's 5'3". Where's he at?
Started early today. Yeah.
I was on the phone with Mr. Stewart early this morning.
Sorry.
Well, it's a good thing. Every morning I know he's good because every morning I pass him. I come over to the overpass. He's already at work. Been at work for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm not late. It's like 7:00 when I'm coming over. He's already at work. Been at work probably an hour.
Sure.
But Penn Flooring, now you really want a professional, good job done.
Yeah, they're incredible.
They're top notch. So
absolutely.
Galen, from Life South joins us. Galen, we were talking about.
Hey, by the way, they did the flooring in your new location as well as this one, and here.
Yeah. The duck debacle that was the Tusquilla Park.
By the way, where I live in Woodland Villages,
you have Muscovy ducks.
They had the exact same problem.
Yeah, it's Muscovy ducks. They're hideous
natural, looking.
And they're not natural to this habitat.
No.
And they poop more than a Christmas turkey.
It's a problem. It's a debate. I know it was solved here at Tuscaloosa, 6 years ago?
Yeah, and here's how it was solved. It was genius because there were people complaining. And when you walked by Tuscaloosa 6-7 years ago, you couldn't sit on the rock.
No, you couldn't.
The concrete picnic tables, nothing. And they were covered in duck poop.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
So with the homeless issue, the open heroin and drug use issue,
absolutely
and
correct.
Duck poop,
correct.
Tuscaloosa was unusable by the average person.
The basketball courts, the tennis courts weren't as bad because they couldn't get over it.
Right, but it was unusable.
The parking lot, it was all over the fence. Yeah, it was terrible.
So the Ducks were said to remove it. They drug their feet. So finally, Daniel said, I know how to get people motivated. So he went to council. They came up for discussion again. He goes, you know what? I'm giving you 10 days. And that, I'm going to just reach out to some people, some exterminators. They'll come shoot the damn ducks, and we'll be rid of them.
Right.
People lost their mind.
They did.
Daniel O's going to kill the ducks. Guess what happened? 7 days later, the ducks' wings were clipped. They were taken out to the Roberts farm.
There you go.
Problem solved.
Done.
Everybody goes, yeah, we weren't going to let him shoot them. He wasn't going to shoot those ducks.
No.
He just knew if he said he was going to shoot the ducks, people would get off the pot.
And it's amazing it cost him an election.
Yeah, it cost him an election.
It cost him the election.
But he got rid of the duck problem.
He wasn't wrong.
Guess where the duck problem is now?
My house?
No, besides your house.
We only have 10 of them.
But this is a problem on at a municipal held place.
It's at the golf course?
It's terrible.
Is it?
There's probably 20 Muscovy ducks out there, and they love the pond in front of number 5.
Oh, absolutely.
And so number 5, you got to dodge the black spots.
Man, it's terrible. Well, and the problem is they have 2 sets of babies a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're hideous.
They're ugly things.
They go from ugly ducklings to ugly ducks. They don't get the beautiful swans.
And they got that growth on their heads.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's a problem. It's a problem.
It is. And so... But
no fish can grow because of that.
Daniel wasn't advocating shooting the ducks. He just knew if he said shoot the ducks, it would get people motivated to come up with a different solution.
By the way, it's a duck.
Yeah,
it's not a natural species.
It's a dirty, oily, nasty.
It's not a mallard.
No.
Right? You can't eat it.
No. I was thinking just call Phil Robinson and the family in.
They wouldn't hunt those because they can't eat them.
The duck mafia, but they'd get rid of them probably.
I'm pretty sure they could. You and I could get rid of them. It would be fun.
Let me tell you, I know it's illegal to do, so I don't do it.
What's that?
But I've had the thoughts before when I'm on the tee box. If I just hit a low burner.
You know what's worse though?
I could Randy the big unit.
Randy Johnson.
Like he did that pigeon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what's terrible is the Canadian geese problem they have in golf courses up in Georgia. Man.
Yeah, because they don't get here.
Oh, And talking about their waist is as big as you and mine.
And when you say Canadian, you're talking about flock. You're talking a flock of geese.
They destroy
That's 120,
courses.
140 geese.
They destroy golf courses.
They do. They do.
Yeah, absolutely terrible.
It is a terrible, terrible.
And those are a natural species, at least. So.
Well, yeah, that's where they go for the winters.
Right.
Georgia, Central Georgia,
Sure.
South Georgia. So.
Well, I'm glad you relitigated the duck problem.
Yeah, I always, I get fired. The duck problem and the Yankees, I get fired up about. You know what I mean?
Well,
We got to take a break. When we come back, your phone calls joining Galen and I, 622-9622 is the number to call. We'll be right back after this timeout on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
SpaceX has successfully launched 4 astronauts into space aboard a recycled rocket about 6 a.m. Eastern Friday morning.
2, 1, 0.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
The Crew 2 mission is the 3rd time Elon Musk's rocket company has sent NASA astronauts into space. The launch took place at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. NBA draft prospect and former Kentucky basketball star Terence Clark died in a car accident in Los Angeles, California, Thursday. The Los Angeles Police Department reported Clark was traveling at a high rate of speed and ran a red light before colliding with another car. The report also said Clark was not wearing his seatbelt correctly. On Friday, India reported nearly 333,000 new cases of COVID-19 infections over a 24-hour period. For a second day in a row, India reported the world's highest single-day increase in infections. USA Radio News.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the new book, The Great Devaluation, is the #1 business book in the world. Hi, my name's Adam Barata, two-time national best-selling author and owner of Advantage Gold, hands down the highest-rated gold firm in the country. We help investors put physical metals inside their IRAs. My first book, Gold is a Better Way, sparked a movement. My new book, The Great Devaluation, is the #1 book in the country. I believe every investor should own physical metals. It's why I'm giving away my best-selling book to anyone with an IRA with over $100,000 for free. Call 800-900-8000 to get the bestseller, The Great Devaluation, sent directly to your door. That's 800-900-8000. The new decision is now obvious. Don't you deserve to do it with the best? Call 800-900-8000 for your free book today. That's 800-900-8000.
Tick-tock. The days fly by and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry though, with a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner & Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner & Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner & Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Do you have an awful-looking chip chip or crack in your car's windshield? Let K&K Glass fix it. K&K Glass is Florida's largest source for glass, and in our 27th year, we're serving more than 57 counties throughout the state of Florida. K&K Glass can repair or replace any windshield that falls victim to our busy roads and highways. K&K Glass always provides free estimates, free mobile service to you, and a nationwide warranty. With contact-free service options and a UV disinfection to sanitize your vehicle, when you think of glass, think K&K Glass. Visit us today at kkglass.com. That's kkglass.com.
Dad's service to our country is something we're so proud of. He made a difference and set a great example. Now it's our turn to honor the sacrifices he made for our family and this country. As veteran specialists, Hires Baxley Funeral Service helps us celebrate Dad's life and can help you too. Hires Baxley is here for you during your time of need or when planning for the future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hiresbaxley.com/choice.
Can it possibly be time for crepe myrtles? Well, it sure is at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, mid-Florida's low-price headquarters for crepe myrtles. Bob has #1 size white or pink crepe myrtles for just $6.99. Larger exotics like Plum Magic, Pure Purple, Black Diamond, and more, they're just $39.99. And be sure to check out the buy one, get one free deal on crepe myrtles delivered, planted, and guaranteed for one low price on the largest of all crepe myrtles. Also in this week's ad, there's a new selection of camellias, now super low priced at $9.99. Citrus trees start at $59.99, and they throw in a free bag of fertilizer. Check the ad or go to the paper at bobwinescamelliagardens.net. Then head on over to Bob Wines on Southeast 38th Street in the same blooming place since 1952.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Friday. We got a studio full now as the person who classes up the joint just walked in.
By the way, the person who does that sounder for you, she has the best voice.
I love it. I think it's a Google English.
I don't care. I love it.
I think. After this phone call, I got a funny story that just, in a nutshell, describes the difference between us and the younger generation. But let's go to the phone lines first. You're on with Galen, Tom, and Susan is here as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Yeah, a marginally related sports story. The Yankees were playing up in Toronto. This is when Dave Winfield was still on the team. It was during batting practice. A ball was hit to the outfield. Winfield caught it. He threw it back into the infield, and he hit a seagull. The Toronto police arrested him, took him to jail, booked him, as if he intentionally hit the seagull.
Well, Dave was not a nice guy. He may have intentionally hit the seagull. Winfield wasn't always known as the nicest guy, Jim. But thanks for the story. Yeah, Dave Winfield. I remember that incident. Dave Winfield, not necessarily known as the best guy in the world. He was.
See, I never had a problem with him because when he played for the Yankees, they were terrible, and that was just fine.
University of Minnesota Gopher, by the way.
Correct. Correct. But they were terrible when he played. Mr. April.
Yeah, that's it.
By the way, what a great. You got to give George credit. Mr. October. No, he's Mr. April.
Mr. April. George Steinbrenner. And Larry David captured him perfectly.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, it was fantastic. So I got a story here about the difference between today's generation and us. And I preface this by saying I've had this.
So it's the millennials.
Yeah, I've had this exact conversation with a millennial, but it was over the difference between a shirt. The shirts looked exactly the same, but one tag said 2XL and one tag said 2XX. One was $9.99, one was $7.99. And I went to the girl and asked her, why is this 2XL $9.99 and the 2XX is $7.99? She goes, because that's a 2XL and that's a 2XX.
Right.
And we got the whole conversation about that. Well, this is along the same lines. It goes, So I'm at Walmart scanning and bagging my almost $300 worth of groceries, while the employee, mind you, that thinks they deserve $15 an hour, monitors what is happening.
Sure.
She walks over to me after a few minutes of staring at me and goes, "Why do you continue to double bag all your groceries?" And I went, "Excuse me? You're wasting our bags."
Our bag.
If you don't like the way I'm bagging my groceries, feel free to come over and bag them yourself. To which she responded, "Not my job."
Oh, there you go.
I said, "Okay, then I'll bag my groceries the way I damn well please." She goes, "But why are you using 2 bags?" "Because the bags are weak and I don't want the handles to break or the bottoms to rip out." "Well, then put half the stuff in the bag. If you took half the stuff out, put it in a different bag, you wouldn't need the double bag." 10 seconds of me just staring at her passes. Then I go, "So you want me to split these items in half and put half of them in a different bag so I don't have to double bag?" "Exactly. So I'd still be using 2 bags to hold the same number of items." "No, because you wouldn't be double bagging."
Oh, that's fantastic.
Me pressing 2 fingers to my left eye in an attempt to make it stop twitching. Okay, so I have a jug of milk and a bottle of juice, double bagged. If I take the milk out and remove the double bagging and put the milk in a single bag and the juice in a single bag, I'm still using 2 bags for these items. "No, because you're not double bagging, so it's not the same number of bags." Me looking at her around as 10 other customers at this point have stopped their self-registering and are enjoying the show. I go, "Is that like that Common Core math stuff I keep hearing about?"
There you go.
"Never mind, woman. You just don't get it. Bag your groceries how you want."
Oh, that's fantastic.
To which time she goes back to her little podium and continues texting or playing games or whatever it was she was doing before she decided to come over and explain to me the math of bags.
Sure.
I've been a part of that. I literally, for 10 minutes, this girl went on. I didn't get it because one was 2XL and one was 2XX.
Does that mean like 4X then?
I don't know, because the manager come over. And I go, "I'm just trying to decipher why I have to pay more for the exact same shirt." And the manager looked at me without missing a beat and goes, "Well, it's because that's a 2XL, that's a 2X."
That's pretty good.
Bell's Outlet in the 6 Gun Territory Plaza.
Yeah. Bell's Outlet.
Or Beals if you're my buddy Paul.
Really?
Because he pronounces it the way it's spelled. Because we've always been taught an A after an E makes the E long.
It's not untrue.
So in the world of English grammar, it should be pronounced Beals.
That's where you go when you really don't want to take your kids to the mall.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But instead we call it Bells. But
that's pretty good.
So I've been a part of that.
Well, they have bells in their logo.
Yeah.
They're out of Tampa.
I've been a part of that discussion. I've also been a part of the discussion. I literally went to a fast food restaurant here in town.
It's story time.
It was $1.52.
For what?
For whatever I bought. I think I bought a sundae.
Wow, you really went out on a limb there.
No, I bought an ice cream cone. It's $1.52.
In the drive-through?
No, walk in.
Oh, okay, because it's difficult.
Yeah, $1.52.
Okay.
So I give the girl $2. She puts $2 in. I say, "Hold up." And then she's ringing the $2 in. "Hold up." But she's already hit the button.
Okay.
It says 48 cents.
Right.
I hand her 2 pennies. I go, "Here's 2 pennies. She looks at me like I'm an alien from Mars.
That's a math problem.
And then she looks down at the 48 cents. She looks back at me and goes, "Why'd you give me 2 cents?" I go, "Because if you put the 2 cents in the register and give me 50 cents back, you won't be short 2 pennies. "No, it says give you 48 cents back."
Yeah.
I said, "I know.
That's a math
But I'm
problem.
giving you the 2 extra pennies to make it 50 cents to give back to me. I'm giving you 2 cents. You give me 50 cents back. What's 50 cents minus 2 cents?" She goes, 48. I go, "What's it say right there?" She goes, "Yeah, but that's not what it said. That's not what's going to happen."
Yeah.
She calls her manager over, explains to her manager, "He gave me $2. Now he's trying to give me 2 cents more." And the manager looks at her and goes, "Just give him 50 cents and stop." She was flabbergasted.
Oh, that's funny.
That tried to give her, and I explained to her, if I give you 2 and you give me 50, that means I got 50, you got 2 back. What's 50 minus 2? She goes, 48. I pointed at the register. She goes, "Yeah, but that's not the same
It's
thing."
not going to work. That's a math problem. Now you're getting into logic and deep-sided equations, and just not going to work.
50 minus 2.
Not going to work.
Yeah.
Not going to work.
You don't deal with that at all in your life, do you, Susan?
Oh, Lord.
I bet some of the stories of people But what do you mean it's got to go in a box that's 20 by 30 by 10? It's only a foot tall. Yeah, but it's 4 foot wide. Yeah, but if you turn it on its side, it's only 1 foot wide.
Right, there you go. I don't need packing peanuts.
Yeah. Wait, why do I get charged for packing? It was just a glass frame. Couldn't you just put it in a box tight enough where it could just, I mean, it's not rocket science, lady.
Yeah, I'm not on the front lines anymore the way I used to be at the Bloodmobile, but boy, we used to hear some things. Like people would get in the donor interview room and just start sharing their medical history, and I'm like, I really don't need this.
Or what about this?
I do not need this.
Does this ever happen? What's the most unique blood type? The rarest blood type? In an AB negative?
Yeah.
So you ever get anybody with AB negative? Hey, can I get a couple extra movie tickets? I mean, I'm AB negative. I'm something.
Oh, that happens all the time.
I'm real unique. I need 2 movie tickets.
Yeah, that happens all the time. All the time. We're like, we don't. You got to have that corporate answer, but those are the easy ones to deal with. It's when you're trying to explain.
I've had hepatitis C twice before. It's uncurable, but they cured it in me twice. I've had.
They cured it in me twice.
So
wow.
I'm here to give blood. So I'm here to give blood.
You're a lottery ticket winner. No. The hard part is when there's a disease like Crutchfield-Jacobs disease, and they're like, "Well, I don't know what that is." Then you haven't had it. Yeah, but I don't know what it is. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Hello, caller. You're on with Galen, Tom, and Susan.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, sometime in the 3rd grade when I was a kid, they taught us how to count back change from $1. Do they do that anymore?
I'm not in school anymore, so I don't know, but I'm with you. When I was in school, in like the 3rd grade, they taught us to make change.
Sure.
You know what else taught us to make change? Unscrupulous convenience store owners when you're a 4, 5, 6-year-old getting penny candy.
When you're giving, that's correct. That's correct.
You give them 50 cents. You bought 18 pieces of candy. You know you want 32 cents back.
When's the? Yeah, but again,
thanks for the call, Jim.
Our next, like my kids, do not have cash. There's no reason for them to have cash.
Well, I don't carry cash. You know why I don't carry cash?
I don't carry cash.
You know why I don't carry cash anymore?
I spend it.
So I can look at the bums downtown and go, no, I don't have any change for you. Get out of my face. And if you touch my bread, I'm going to kill you.
Hey, I have an idea for you. All right? This is because you're one of those public performers with your trivia.
Yeah.
You know, and I was at the seafood place in the Market Street place. That place is fabulous.
Right.
There's a guy playing, and I'm like, I can't give him a tip because I don't have any money, or cash. And I'm like, what he needs is a Cash App. Just put a Cash App. That's what you should do for trivia. For tips, just say, here's my Cash App.
Yeah, when I ask people
that doesn't work.
When I ask people for tips at trivia,
they just want cheap.
No. I say, hey, how about a tip at trivia? They go, yeah. Try to make easier questions next time.
There you go.
I go, that's not a tip. They go, yeah, it is, or we're not coming back.
Wow. Well, what's the point? You don't want to be able to know every answer.
This week, I had one of the greatest trivia questions ever.
Bring it.
I'm going to read it to you.
Bring it.
I'm going to read it to you. It's the greatest trivia one.
You are so proud of them,
this is probably one of the top 4 or 5 trivia questions I've ever asked. And
I think I've heard them all, so this must be a new one to the list.
No, I've used it before, but it is quite amazing. Let me find my trivia.
Do you have
here.
what do you call somebody who just follows you around to play trivia? Is there?
Yes, I have groupies.
Okay. Well,
regulars.
You can't call them regular. They're not regular people.
No, they're a following.
Oh, is that what it is?
People say you have a following.
Wow. All right, big boy.
I guess.
All right. Go ahead. Let's hear this question.
This is the greatest question. One of the 3 or 4 greatest questions ever.
We'll see if I even have a chance.
What word?
Yes.
Meaning, atoning for educated ability through delicate beauty, when said loud enough, makes you sound precocious.
Repeat the question.
I know. What word, meaning atoning for educatability through delicate beauty, when said loud enough, always makes you sound precocious? It's a great question.
Supercalifragilistic.
If you say it loud enough, it makes you sound precocious.
Right. I couldn't spell it, though.
Is that not a great question?
Oh, it's okay.
It's a great question.
Anybody who's seen Mary Poppins more than 7 times.
Okay, first off, if you say it, you must say Poppins. You have to say it correctly, sir.
Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
It's a great movie.
It really is a good movie.
It's a great movie.
It really is a good movie.
Yeah, but I had to think. I'm like, I know. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a great question. And if you listen to the question.
It's an early round question for you.
It was middle of the second round. Yeah.
Really?
Midway through the game.
That's a high point question.
Not 25 points.
That's not bad.
You're not 50 points.
I by that time in the round, I'm fairly drunk when I'm playing trivia, and I'm pretty useless. Like early on, I'm pretty good. I can contribute.
How about this? What is the only word that is pronounced exactly the same way in all modern languages? Mandarin, Chinese, English, Spanish, French, German, Arabic. What's the only word that is pronounced exactly the same way in all modern languages?
And it's written the same?
Is it taxi, statue, or half?
Half. Is it what you're saying is like half of one is 0.5?
Yeah, right.
All right.
What is the only word that is pronounced exactly the same way?
It's got to be taxi.
Taxi!
It's got to be taxi.
And they pronounce the exact same way in all all languages.
Yeah, it makes sense. So
how do you say Uber? I guess so.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you my great trivia moment. Anybody who plays trivia has got one of these moments.
Oh, everybody's got a
So
trivia
we're
moment.
in the third round, and at this point, I was pretty well. I was where I needed to be.
You were lubricated pretty good.
Yes, and we had a team from work, and there were like 5 of us. And
there was 4 and a drunk now.
Well, there were one person who really cared, and it wasn't me.
Right. Yeah.
And the question was what animal has the fastest moving wings? Something to that effect.
The hummingbird.
Wrong, but
really.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was that can move. No, here it was. They can move vertically and horizontal.
The peregrine falcon.
In every direction.
The peregrine falcon.
Well, no, it's the wasp.
But the wasp isn't a bird.
All right. Well, I screwed up the question.
Okay.
But anyway, I got it. Yeah, I don't remember. And I got it, and they were like, wow, where'd you pull that from? I have no idea. It was literally old school where Will Ferrell just gets the answer.
Susan will tell you because
I don't know where. I know I got to look at the question.
This is how big of a nerd I am.
But we won, and then we got like $25 off our $300 bill.
Here's as big a nerd as I am, and Susan will tell you this. Do I DVR Jeopardy?
Yes.
Do you like the new theme song by Sting?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. But I DVR Jeopardy.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I watch it and binge watch it.
Sure.
And a lot of, like that question about superfragicalistic came right off Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
So I watch it, and I will look at Susan. Sometimes I will, as soon as the question's asked, I'll say the answer. And Susan will look at me. I go, I have no idea how I know that.
It's a great show to turn your brain off.
Yeah,
in the time of when the show comes on, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's right when you need to relax from getting off from work.
Absolutely.
But it's one of those shows where, and I get aggravated sometimes.
Well, you feel dumber after you watch Wheel of Fortune, so you have to watch Jeopardy.
Well, I get aggravated. I get aggravated sometimes. Like there'll be history questions. And, if I miss a history question, I shut the TV off. I go outside and cry like a 3-year-old that's had his candy taken.
Not all of them are easy, though.
So I'm there, and one of the final Jeopardy questions, I forget what it was, but it was a simple, easy history question.
Oh.
And they all blew it.
Oh.
And I'm like, how do they not know that? And Susan goes, not everybody has a master's degree in history.
Yeah.
And point taken. But my favorite, now they got the guest host. And my favorite, by the way, the executive producer of the show filled in for 2 weeks. I think he's probably the best one they've had.
Probably.
But that's because he's the executive producer.
Correct.
He's watched Alex do it for 32 years. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, but Aaron Rodgers just finished his. Now Anderson Cooper's doing it. But Aaron Rodgers just finished his. And my favorite thing about Aaron Rodgers was, what team in the Midwest won the NFL championship 5 times in the 60s? Then it went doo-doo-doo. He goes, Green Bay Packers?
Yeah.
How'd you not know that?
Yeah.
Then the very next question, he asked him about something, and the guy rings in right away. He goes, Boston Celtics? He goes, oh, of course you knew that.
Yeah, I saw a little bit. I haven't watched the whole episode yet. I saw a little of it. He didn't do badly. He did better than I thought.
You know who was terrible? Is Dr. Oz. I mean, just horrible.
Well, Dr. Oz has to, he says that he talks too slow. I'm not a fan.
Katie Couric wasn't good either.
And I don't think Anderson Cooper's going to be very good.
No, he's not. I've seen it.
He's like 4'9".
Yeah, I've seen it. It's not good. Not good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his.
I don't think my fiance is a fan of Jeopardy, really, though. I think she
Really?
she watches it because she knows I
It's
enjoy
a relationship builder.
You know what she wants me to do? She wants
Wash
me
the
to,
dishes?
She wants me to go online and take the test.
No.
You know, I was in college Jeopardy in 91.
Well, see, right now he thinks he's smart.
Yeah, no.
First of all, two things can happen if he gets on the show. Neither one of them are good.
No.
Because he will open up at like, I was on Jeopardy.
There you go.
Or Jeopardy sucks now because they wouldn't allow me on. And neither one of those is good.
Neither one.
No.
But I was in college. I was in the college Jeopardy competition.
You know, you could take the mock test.
Yeah. Yeah. I can do that right now. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I've
good
done-
at it.
I've-
I'm pretty good at it. I get like in the 90%.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm like in the 60s.
But literally, you don't understand how much this big melon holds up there that has no
you gotta have buzzer
probative
train.
value whatsoever.
Oh, it's useless.
I have a veritable Trivial Pursuit game in my head for no reason.
I love Trivial
Look how big of a nerd I was. In my 20s when I was in college.
Yes.
My favorite game since I'm 15 years old is Trivial Pursuit.
Sure.
As soon as it came out in 1981.
Except for the Browns.
As soon as it came out in 91, it was my favorite.
Yes.
You know, art and literature, I'm good with that too.
It's tough for me.
So,
even though I read a
Trivial
lot.
Pursuit is one of my favorite games. It was preferred reading in that room. You know, most people take a magazine, and now you got your phone and stuff. I would take a box of Trivial Pursuit cards and sit there and read them and try to answer myself. Which, you know, spend the allotted 20, 25 minutes that all men spend in that room. and that's something else women don't understand, and we can't explain it to them properly, but you just need to understand the entire experience of us going in that room is a 20 to 25 minute experience,
But-
as long as you're at home in your own room.
I don't think that's gender specific because my wife is literally had her legs fall asleep and I had to come pick her up off of it.
You know, my legs fall asleep all the time when I'm in there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my
'Cause you're
wife
leaning on your knees, and all of a sudden you cut the shit. That's ridiculous.
my wife will be in there for an hour. It's her favorite place.
I don't understand.
Susan's
It's
in there a minute and a half, 2 minutes max.
It's a gender neutral thing.
In and out.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
In and out.
It's gender neutral.
You like how I ended it the way we started?
I just don't understand why you have to be, you have to disrobe.
But I do.
He's a Costanza? You pull the Costanza?
Let me tell you something.
Completely.
There was a time in
So
college. There was a
good.
time in college. I broke myself of it, but I would get off the throne and right into the shower.
Sure.
Got to be. Although she says I shower twice a day, and that drives her batty.
It's a little excessive.
Or three times.
I can't sleep unless I've taken a shower.
Hello?
I shower at night. I don't shower in the morning.
How you not wake? How you got to wake up in the morning?
No, I don't need that. I'm up.
Yeah, it's because you haven't had back surgery yet.
No, I've had 3 knee surgeries.
I literally did tell Susan this morning, though. She can attest this. All the back surgery did is made it where I'm stiff without pain now.
Yeah, that's true.
Did I not say that this morning?
Not stiff in the right places. Am I right?
Oh.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Hey-o. So I said that to you this morning.
You did. But it's
as she's helping me put my underwear on because I can't bend down to do it.
Hey-o.
I mean, that's the biggest problem with this is the getting to understand.
need one of those cloth
to understand you have to be dependent on someone else.
Sure.
That's what sucks about this
Getting
whole
old is
operation.
terrible.
You know, and Susan goes, you know, we got together during the pandemic, so and we sheltered together, so we did 5 years of relationship in about 10 months, and now the back thing, and she's having to take care of me like a newborn baby or something. She's like, I know a lot more about you than I ever signed on for this early.
We're supposed to ease into this thing.
There was no easing.
No.
No easing.
No. Did you guys fix the date yet?
We have.
Oh. Okay.
We have.
You moved it
No, it's been the same.
to a bye week?
No, we're not doing it. We're doing it in 2022.
Oh, okay. All right.
The winter of 2022.
All right. Should be done with all those.
And
by then.
it was done by my lovely fiance to actually help me help myself.
Go ahead.
She has acquiesced and agreed to the day we started this relationship.
Wow.
The day I asked her to marry me.
Wow.
Will also be the day we get married because that's the day that
One
way.
day.
Because I asked, can we do it on July 27th? She goes, we're not doing it on your birthday. I go, well, that way I'd remember it. I'd always remember it. So she came back with the alternative. Here's this date. You can't forget this date either. And she's right. I know the date. And so we're going to do it then.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then we'll invite all of our hooligan friends over to a celebration and all shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I'm 2 weeks away from 24 years.
That's
long time.
It's a long time.
The expectations for 25, my wife is already telling me what they are.
Does it entail now you're going to do the Lucy and Desi? You're going to have single beds in the room?
We're no, because I can't sleep. I can't sleep when she's not in the bed with me. Even when I'm on the road, it's terrible.
I understand. Hey, Galen.
Yeah.
You've been here for an hour, and it looks like you've been here 5 minutes.
Well, I feel good about myself.
So,
hey, today we're at the YMCA.
YMCA here in town, the Frank DeLuca.
Yeah, come see us all weekend. We're at Oak Griner. Love Oak Griner. Love the baseball fields out there. So just get out there, give the gift of life, donate blood.
Talk to you Monday.
All right, bye, y'all.
Galen, you know, Susan's here with us, too. WOCA.
Bye, Craig.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
President Biden's climate summit featured more than 40 heads of state and other world and business leaders on Thursday.
The health of communities throughout the world depends on it. The well-being of our workers depends on it. The strength of our economies depends on it. The countries that take decisive action now to create the industries of the future will be the ones that reap the economic benefits of the clean energy boom that's coming.
The goal of the summit is to spur more ambitious emissions reductions through non-binding commitments. The House of Representatives voted 216 to 208 on Thursday to pass a bill that would grant statehood to Washington, D.C. It's the second year in a row that Democrats-controlled House had voted to recognize D.C. as the 51st state. The bill now heads to the Senate, where it faces minimal chance of reaching the 60 votes necessary to send to law. We are USA Radio News.
Police officer down. It's shocking. The number of cops killed in the line of duty jumped almost 100% last year. Defunding police, stripping them of